I'm Mike Sandone from North America Overland, and today I'd like to show you this 1973 Land Rover Series 3 that we just completed a full restoration on. Being that we're in the Northeast, we try to galvanize as many parts as possible. We try to go above and beyond what Land Rover did. So parts like the bulkhead supports, the hood frame, all of the fender brackets, everything that we can that is exposed to the road salt is going to be galvanized. And of course the cappings and the windshield frame and everything else that was galvanized originally is also going to be re-galvanized. Now, one of the things we do on the bulkheads, again that's above and beyond what the factory did, is that we seam seal all the seams. So this was done on the later Defender bulkheads, but the series bulkheads where there's two layers of steel are susceptible to rust. So we tape that off and have that seam sealed to prevent moisture from getting between those two layers of steel. So the axles had new swivel balls installed to replace the old pitted ones, and we also added a disc brake conversion. Now this disc brake conversion uses all Defender parts. So the swivel housings and the hubs are specially made, but all the other parts like the rotors, the brake pads, and the calipers are all factory Defender parts. This means that if you ever need a part down the line, you could easily order it from any Land Rover parts place. We assembled the axles to the new galvanized frame with parabolic springs and Old Man Emu shocks. So this suspension rides much softer than the original suspension. So we dropped the engine into the frame with new genuine Land Rover motor mounts and then mated up the transmission. Once the engine and transmission were installed in the rolling chassis, we then installed the bulkhead. After we got the bulkhead mounted to the rolling chassis, the parts came back from galvanizing. So what we did was we took all the freshly painted body panels down from our paint rack upstairs and began riveting all of the galvanized cappings back onto the freshly painted body panels. So that means the underbody supports on the rear tub, the cappings, the corner cappings, the hood frame, all of those parts need to get riveted back on. Then we installed the assembled tub onto the frame. So at this point we had a rolling chassis with an engine and transmission and a bulkhead with a windshield frame and a rear tub. This is the time when we want to do the door alignment because there's still free play in the rear tub and bulkhead so that we can get the door gaps just perfect. There isn't one easy way to do it, it's a lot of fine tuning. So now that we got the door gaps set, we cinched down all the bulkhead and rear body bolts. So at this point we installed the new galvanized sills. We installed the seat box, which had a new galvanized box riveted on underneath the driver's side seat. We installed all the floor panels, the transmission tunnel. We installed new shifter boots. We also installed a seatbelt bar that bolts to the cappings behind the seats and allows the Defender shoulder harnesses to mount to the appropriate position behind the shoulder. And the key with these motors is that you want to break it in over about a 500-mile period. So that means not letting it idle for long periods of time and not doing any sustained highway driving. So once the motor's running and everything looks good and there's no leaks, we'll go ahead and install the fenders and the hood and adjust the gaps. So since we added Defender disc brakes to this truck, we needed to add 16-inch wheels to clear the calipers. And these wheels are a welded construction. Some of the early series wheels, the 16-inch wheels, were riveted construction and required the use of tubes. So these wheels are welded and they actually balance a lot better than the original 16-inch wheels. The tires we mounted to the wheels are 235/85/16. Since we upgraded to a taller tire size, that meant the original speedometer that's calibrated for 15-inch wheels would not read accurately. So what we needed to do was install a speedometer from a 109-inch Land Rover, which would have come factory with 16-inch wheels and 750/16 tires. And this is a really close size to the 235/85/16. So I'm really happy with the way this project turned out. The truck looks great, it looks original. The marine blue paint with the limestone wheels and the tan soft top looks great. Those are complementary colors, the blue with the limestone, so it really makes the truck pop. The truck has all of the upgrades you'd want, like the front disc brake conversion, the parabolic springs, and this truck is just a blast to drive around the tight, twisty roads here in Connecticut.